Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Lunch with Len. It is Thursday, February 18th, and thank you for showing up. Craig, welcome. We seem to have a small crowd today, and I was hoping a few more people were going to be here, especially a couple of the people that have been in Facebook jail recently, because I want to talk a little bit about Facebook and some of the rules and just review some stuff about Facebook, and also a few things about advertising policies with Facebook. So, having said that, let's see, someone else is in. Who's here? Hello, Chris. Welcome aboard, Chris. Anyhow, as I was saying a moment ago, Chris, I'm going to review some of the Facebook policies in terms of how to stay out of jail with Facebook, since we've had some people getting thrown in jail recently, and also a little bit about some of the things that are going on with Facebook advertising right now, partially based on last night's webinar and partially based on some things that Justice covered recently in the BizBuilder challenge. So hello, Rick. So here I go. I'm gonna go to screen share, and I'm going to share the entire screen, and I'm going to risk just doing this without having anybody over here to tell me they can see it. So hopefully you can see my screen now. Let me know in the chat if you can see the screen, and if you can, I'm going to bring up a PowerPoint presentation, and we're going to go from there. So I'm sort of waiting for the chat. Meanwhile, Facebook, a number of people have been tossed into Facebook jail recently. And who else is over here now? Hey, Larry, welcome aboard. And so I thought, I've done a couple of things. Let me know if you can see my screen right now. Yes, okay, I assume that means yes. I've done a number of things. I've personally gone back through some of the Facebook policies and procedures, and I've also gone and done a complete review of the MLSP training by Michelle about Facebook and how to stay out of jail. And I've summarized all of the information that's in all of those things. Someone else just came in. Lisa, welcome aboard, Lisa. So let me toss up the PowerPoint presentation and go from there. Facebook jail, a few reminders. First and foremost, Facebook clearly states that Facebook is a place for connecting with friends, family, classmates, co-workers, and other people you know well. And there's a risk here in using Facebook for business, which we're going to look at, and we're going to look at some of the ways to mitigate that risk. But one of the risks, for example, is reaching out to strangers who don't know you, and it doesn't matter how you're doing that reaching out, whether you're doing it with friend requests, whether you're messaging, whether you're putting up ads, it doesn't matter. There is some risk sitting there. And again, as I said, we're going to look at how to mitigate those risks. So, directly quoted from Facebook, personal profiles are for non-commercial use and represent individual people. You can follow profiles to see public updates from people you're interested in but aren't friends with. Pages look similar to personal profiles, but they offer unique tools for businesses, brands, and organizations. Pages are managed by people who have personal profiles. You can like a page to see updates in news feeds. The message is clear. Facebook frowns on doing business from your personal profile page, pure and simple. And there are still people that suggest that it's okay to conduct business from your personal page, but let's just say it's risky business. If you're going to do business with Facebook, you want to have a fan page, pure and simple. If you don't have a fan page, I've often said that it's okay to start with your personal profile, but you got to be careful. You got to tread gently if you're doing business from your personal profile. And I'm also going to repeat things that we've all said before. Your fan page wants to be your name if at all possible. It does not want to be the name of your company or your MLM or any other thing. It wants to brand you. And there's a number of reasons for that. First off, if you're going to run ads with Facebook, we're going to talk about this a little later. Facebook can deny your ads based on the content of your fan page. And you will find that Facebook doesn't like terms like MLM, get rich, make money, work from home, etc. If your fan page is about an MLM and you're running ads, you can start to have ads disapproved, and you'll never know why. They'll just tell you the ads don't meet their community standards, and whatever God's world that means. Also, your fan page wants to have a good picture of you, and so does your personal profile. It doesn't want to have a picture of your dog, your cat, your aunt, your uncle, your bike, your boat. It wants to have a picture of you, and there are a number of good reasons for that, and we'll look at that in a little more detail in a moment. Remember once again, Facebook doesn't like certain things, and high on that list is multi-level marketing, network marketing, get-rich-quick schemes, make money from home. And I personally, a couple of years ago, I had a series of ads that I tried to run, and I couldn't get Facebook to approve any one of them. And they were all about telling people about home-based business, and they just wouldn't approve the ads no matter how I cut it. And once again, Facebook can deny your ads even if the ad itself is clean, but they don't like your fan page. So again, it's important to keep your fan page clean and not have the sort of murky terms that Facebook just doesn't like. And it's easy for any one of us to say, well, I see people doing this all the time, and yeah, you do. But you also see people getting their ads shut down and their accounts disapproved. You never know when Facebook's going to strike. They're not perfect. Their implementation of their policies is less than perfect. Let's just leave it at that. So, as we found recently, and as we've seen, there are a multitude of reasons Facebook can, let's just call it, slow you down. Too many messages too fast, copying and pasting, especially in large numbers or groups. There's a certain training that was done recently where it was advocated that people go out and join 100 and some odd groups, and people did that, and suddenly they were getting shut down. Too many unanswered friend requests. We'll come back to that in a minute. But if you send out friend requests in your overzealousness to make new friends on Facebook so you can market to them, and those requests are sitting out there unanswered, Facebook's going to slow you down. And posts or messages that are marked as spam or as unwanted, anyone who you send a message to or any post you put out there, people that it goes to have the ability to click on it and mark it as spam. And if you don't know how to do that, we can demonstrate it. But the reality is you can do that on your news feed too. If you see a post that you think is spam, all you have to do is click on that little button up in the upper right corner, and it'll give you a menu of options. And one of those is to mark it as spam. And if you get your post marked as spam, Facebook's going to shut you down. Now, the obvious question is, well, what if I get one marked as spam? Are they going to shut me down? I don't know. And I can tell you, neither does Michelle. For example, in her Facebook training, she clearly answers the question. Facebook doesn't tell you how many times is too many times. There's nowhere in the policies and procedures we can come up with quantifiable data that says, if you post this many posts this fast, this often, in this many groups, or you get marked as spam this many times, that's a no-no. We don't know. What we do know is that they monitor your behavior. And if you do things that are out of the ordinary, that's going to raise flags. So there's also specifically, just to make this presentation a little complete, I know that there's nobody on this webinar today that would do any of these things, but we'll put it out there for the sake of completion. Facebook specifically prohibits certain behaviors or content when posting. These include nudity or other sexually suggestive content. Now, I'm going to tell you that I've gone to a couple of websites, I'm going to say recently, and it hasn't been in the last few days, but let's say in the last month or two, I've been out on websites that they were MLM websites, or they were post your business opportunity here, and I clicked on a post and something that was absolutely XXX rated came up. And when I say XXX rated, I really mean it. So do people get away with this stuff occasionally? Yes. Do you run a risk of getting shut down if you do it? Yes. Hate speech, credible threats or direct attacks on an individual or group, content that contains self-harm or excessive violence, fake or Imposter, I'm sorry. You know, every presentation has to have one misspelling. Fake or imposter timelines. I got a message recently. I got a friend request from the president of a major bank, and I don't even remember what bank. I think it was Chase Bank or Key Bank or some big name. And I went and I looked, the president of a bank is sending me a friend request. It was clearly an imposter, clearly. Even though that person's picture on that timeline was in fact the correct picture of the president of that bank. They had copied that picture off Google or someplace and used it as their profile picture. So the picture was correct. What struck me immediately as very odd was this president of this major bank didn't have any friends, zero. So I'm going, well, you know, I reported that profile to Facebook, and it came down in about 2 nanoseconds. It was gone. Spam. If people report things as spam, you can get shut down. Facebook specifically prohibits spam. And I think we all know that spam includes posting the link to your business opportunity in lots of different places, or perhaps posting it at all. Let me talk a little bit about blocked URLs. People find that they try to advertise things, and this is especially sensitive with MLSP. I haven't seen this personally myself because I don't do this, but I know I've seen it some months ago, and I've heard of it. So I can't give you personal experience. I don't know if the Wednesday links for the webinars are still being blocked sometimes when you put them up there directly, or certain MLSP system campaigns. If you do have MLSP campaigns or links to the Wednesday webinars that are being blocked, there are 2 simple workarounds. One is to use pretty links to put your own link up. And I personally have had that turned on a couple of times. I've used a pretty link to go to a page that was blocked by Facebook, and they came back and disallowed the posting because they said the pretty link went to a page they didn't allow. So the other way to work around that is to put up your own capture page using Funnelizer. So if you want to advertise a Facebook or an MLSP campaign that Facebook is blocking, make your own capture page and just put it in between you and the campaign. And let me be very clear about that. I don't mean put your capture page in front of the MLSP capture page. I mean use your capture page instead of the MLSP capture page and drive the traffic directly to the campaign that you're interested in rather than driving it through the MLSP capture page. And if anyone doesn't understand what I just said, just ask for clarification. I can demonstrate it. Friend requests. Too many friend requests will land you in jail. So one of the strategies we talked about recently, and we've talked about a number of times, is going into groups and mining groups and looking for people that you might have something in common with. And we've recommended following them, not sending friend requests. And if you do choose to send a friend request to somebody, don't just send a friend request. I get these all the time. I get friend requests coming to me with absolutely no explanation. I don't know who the person is. I don't know where they come from. And as Bob Miller is fond of pointing out, there's probably a 55-year-old man sitting in his underwear somewhere smoking something, putting up pictures of pretty girls, because some of the friend requests, of course, come from pictures of pretty girls. So what do I do with them? Nothing. I either ignore them or delete them. So if you really want to send a friend request to somebody you don't know, send a message explaining why you think you want to be their friend. Connect with them, find something in common. Hey, I saw and you know, we have friends in common is really weak, really weak. That's been so overused. Hey, I see we have friends in common and we're like-minded individuals, so I thought I should be your friend. Nah, come on, go to their page and look at them. Hey, we're in the same MLM together. Hey, you got a picture of a sailboat up on your cover. I love that. I like to sail. I'm a scuba diver. Where do you like to dive? Find something you have in common. connect with them, send them a message. And also, again, I'm coming back to the profile picture. Make sure you have a good profile picture of you on your fan page and your personal profile, so that when you send them a message, they can check you out and see who you are and see that you are a real person. And I personally never send a friend request unless I get permission to send it first. So I will send them a message telling them why I would like to send them a friend request, where I saw them, and ask if it's okay to send a friend request. And if I don't get an answer back, then I just don't send it. And of course, if I do get an answer back, then I do. But again, I get friend requests every day now from people that I have no clue who they are, and most of them just go in the trash. I just throw them away. I'm not mean enough to report them. I just ignore them and delete them. So, too many friend requests get you put in jail. Now, it's sort of interesting. If you do get thrown in Facebook jail, you can appeal it. But here's a message from Facebook to somebody who had been blocked. If we have blocked you by mistake, we will not be able to remove the block early, but you'll still be able to use our other features. So, cheer up. Wonderful. So, what can I say? It's best to just not get blocked. Facebook can also disable your account completely. And this again is a quote directly from the Facebook policies and procedures. We disable Facebook accounts that don't follow the Facebook terms. Some violations include continued prohibited behavior after receiving a warning or multiple warnings, unsolicited contact with others for the purpose of harassment, advertising, promoting, dating, or other inappropriate contact. So once again, using a personal profile to advertise can get you into trouble. It can get you shut down completely. Of course, use of a fake name, impersonation of a person or entity, or other misrepresentation, and generally posting content that doesn't follow Facebook terms. On occasion, I have seen a Facebook account, I've heard of a Facebook account disabled without any warnings. It says continued prohibited behavior after receiving a warning. You don't necessarily get a warning. You just get your account shut down. And that's pretty ugly when that happens. So, and I damn near got an account shut down a couple of years ago. So it really can happen. Okay, I'm going to change topics for a moment here. And I'm going to talk a little bit. I'm not going to go through last night's presentation. Don't panic. For those of you who were on it, but I am going to re-emphasize some of the ideas, and then put an offer out there to do training on it if people want me to. But that's not for today. It's for another time. So what I'm about to share comes both from Justice Egan in the BizBuilder Challenge. He did like a 2-hour webinar on this topic a couple of weeks ago, and it also comes from Ron Gelock's presentation last night on MLSP. And if there's anybody on here who doesn't know what MLSP is, well, that's the marketing and trading platform that many of us use, and you can ask for additional information. So let's talk about Facebook ads. Couple things to remember. First, the 20% text rule. If you don't know how to deal with the 20% text rule, just Google it. All you have to do is go to Google and start to type in Facebook 20. You don't have to type anything else. Facebook 20 rule, and you'll find lots of help. Here is a link directly to the Facebook help file on the 20% rule, and they provide a grid tool that you can overlay over your picture and see if it is in compliance with their policy. So, and once again, Facebook can deny your ads even if they don't like your fan page. They can turn you down, and your ad doesn't meet their community standards, whatever that means. So, keep your fan page clean. More things to pay attention to. These days and times, it is best to not run ads directly to capture pages or to sales pages unless you're running the ads to people who already like your page. You're running them to your fan base. If you're doing cold traffic, which is like, I'm going to run my ad to people who live in Timbuktu and like pizza. And I'm going to run an ad that brings them to a capture page about my pizza shop. Best not to do that. You don't want to do that. Don't bring them to a capture page. We'll talk about what to do with them in a minute. Because it doesn't take very many people, and again, Facebook doesn't tell us how many people, but it doesn't take too many people to complain about your ad, and that Facebook will shut your ad account down. And if you have ads showing on your page, if you click on the little button in the right corner, there's a thing that says, "Why am I seeing this ad?" And Facebook will tell you why you're seeing it, and you can say, "Well, this is spam," or "I don't want to see it anymore." It's really easy for people to shut you down. It's easy for people who don't like you to shut you down. So, and another big piece is Facebook has this thing in your ad manager called the relevancy score. If you're running an ad, after it's been running for a couple, 3 days, your relevancy score is below 5, stop the ad, delete it. Why? The relevancy score is telling Facebook how relevant your ad is to the audience you're sending it to. And if people aren't clicking on it, if they're not relating to it, if it's not relevant, Facebook doesn't like that, runs up a flag. So they prefer a relevancy score of between 8 and 10. 10's the max you can get, but below 5 is bad. And it is recommended that you not only stop the ad, but you delete the ad. You don't want ads in your ad account manager with low relevancy scores. So here's the two-step advertising approach that people are using right now. Justice is using it, Ron's using it, and I don't know who else is using it. And the first step in the process is to build your fans or a custom audience. So you are not running an ad to a capture page. You're running an ad to a blog post or to other valuable content. Or you can run a likes campaign. And there are two objectives. Again, build your fan base and build your custom audience. Second misspelling, custom audience. So the custom audience is people that have visited your website. And your first objection is going to be, but I want to get leads. I need to get leads. Right now, what we're doing is warming up a potentially cold market. So you are advertising to people who have no idea who you are. They don't know you from Tom, Dick, or Harry, and they're not as likely to opt in to anything you have yet. So if you can get them to come visit your website, just visit it. Just go look at a blog post. Now we can capture them in a custom audience. And now we can run an ad directly to that custom audience. So this is the second step of the two-step process, is to run a website conversions ad to your custom audience. So your custom audience is built of people who have already visited your site and hopefully will recognize you and not report your ad as spam. Now the ad still has to be congruent. You want these two ads to be reasonably congruent with each other. So for example, if my first ad is an ad running people to a blog post about, Facebook jail, then my second ad is going to also want to mention something about Facebook jail, but now it's going to run them to the capture page for Michelle's training, for example. So that would be the second ad, but it's running to people that have already responded to your ad about Facebook jail and gone to your website and looked at your blog post about Facebook jail. I hope this is making sense. So the types of ads, this is directly off the ads manager. The types of ads are, the first one, boost your posts. Boosting your post is just running an ad. It's just boosting your post. That's all it is. It is building your audience by boosting your post, and you can boost posts to fans, or you can boost your post to people who are not already fans. They are people that you just want to put your post in front of them. And the strategy here is to exclude people who already like your page and just boost your post to people who don't already like your page. So you're building up your fan base. The other one is to send people to your website. And this is sending people to a blog post, sending people to a piece of valuable content. Again, There's no capture form in this ad. It's just sending them to this valuable content that you've produced. And then the third type of ad is the one where we're going to try to capture them, and that is to increase conversions on your website. It's a conversions ad. This ad is the one that is running to your custom audience or to your existing fans. So this ad is running to people who already know who you are. At least they've heard of you once, and they're not likely to spam the ad. You're likely to get a good high relevancy score, and that's what we're looking for. So this is a summary of this two-step ad policy that people are using right now. So what I'm going to put out there today is that, do you understand how to run these types of ads? Do you understand how to create your custom audience? And a question I'm putting out is, either let me know in the chat or send me a message, personal message, or whatever you want to do. Don't be afraid. Don't be embarrassed to put up your hand and say, hell no, I don't understand this crap, because this gets to be a little sophisticated. But I do know how to run these ads. I am willing to put a training together. I'm happy to put a training together and go through how to do this stuff in detail. It's probably more than a half-hour lunch with Len, but I'm willing to do that. And we can do that sometime in the next week or two if my audience would like to do that. So basically, that's all for today. I'm going to shut down the show in just a minute. Next Tuesday, Priscilla McMillan is going to be our special guest. She's on next Tuesday. So please be here. Let's get as many people as we can for Priscilla to be our guest. And I'm going to stop the broadcast. So I'm back. So hopefully everybody saw everything. And let me know in the, I see, sorry, I'd like that trading. Cool. I'm looking back through the comments. A 50-year-old guy in his underwear. Let's go back there. I can't read everything. Okay, anyhow, oh, look, we got some more people here. Hello, Jackson. Hello. Christy's here, Jackson's here. Wow, you guys showed up a little late, but better late than never. So I got one vote for doing this training. So one vote's enough for me. I'll start to put it together. I want to go through it and be sure that when I do it, that it's reasonably smooth training, you know, and I'm going to do it. We're going to do it live. We will go live on Facebook and we'll actually create ads. And so it's going to take a little time. And again, it may not be a lunch with Len. It may be an extended lunch with Len sometime soon. Once again, we got Priscilla on Tuesday, and I'm going to remind everybody, 2 weeks from today, Susan Shearer-Young's coming back. And I'm just going to tell you that I've been trying to get her back for a long time, but for a while Susan wasn't doing any public appearances, and it was just, I won't say any more about it, but she's back on the circuit now, and she will be here in 2 weeks. So everybody have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for being here. And I guess, Jackson, we have for those of us who are in Asante, we have a webinar at 4 o'clock today. So if anybody doesn't know that, I just start too fast, Len. What's that? Oh, okay. So any rate, thank you, everybody. That's all for today. You have a wonderful weekend. And actually, I'm going up to Bob's tomorrow. So Saturday morning, we'll have coffee with Len and Bob. Talk to you again. Bye for now. It's a call. Okay, it's a call. Right, okay. And if anybody doesn't know anything about the call, they can get in touch with you. Right? Right, Jax? Okay, cool. Great. Thanks, Jackson. I'm going to stop the broadcast. Thanks, everybody.